What are we looking for abroad? Why are we leaving our families and native shores? Anyone who leaves has his own answer and truth for it. One thing is true, that we are often in search of ourselves along with welfare, safety, and longing for a helping hand and compassionate words. Sometimes we are looking for something which is actually next to us. Here are 17 miraculous histories from different villages and towns of 4 regions of Armenia. 17 histories about 17 people of different sex and age, different destinies and types. But after searching for some welfare abroad, they are united by a helpful hand right in the moment when a man is in need. People in Need is the name of Czech organization. The beneficiaries of regular project by representative office in Armenia are our 17 heroes, who are unique among their natives but with a contagious example. They are again back home, disappointed or succeed, failed or confused, and they are not mistaken. Shishket is one of the remotest villages in Armenia, so high that it seems to be closer to the sky than to the capital city. In winter, only 5 families stay in the village. In summer, the number may become double. Still, the village doesn't become crowded. During the last decade, for the first time, this year, Harutun has become a resident of the village. The reason is the grant which helped him to become an owner of agricultural machinery and began to re-establish the reputation of Shishket potatoes, starting with 2 hectares for the present.
By November 2013, I worked in Moscow in the construction work. At the same time, I was working in a restaurant night shift. I was a musician. I came back to Armenia in November. I registered in the State Employment Agency, where I learned that there is a program supporting migrants to prepare their business plans, start their own business and stay in Armenia. I was happy to hear that good news. After a business training program, every one of us knew what business program we were going to propose. I decided to write a potatoes growing or cultivating project. We couldn't believe they chose me. I couldn't believe I have this tractor, this mechanism. Now one would believe.
Razmik Matevosyan has started his job in Svarants. Most of his time he is in the field with his tractor busy with sowing. Along with its technique, a grass mower will also help the farmers while collecting the dried grass. This is the best support for a man fighting with the soil in the high mountainous village.
We went to work abroad to make our both ends meet. I found out about the program at the time I returned home. I attended the workshop for 15 days organized by People in Need organization. Then we wrote a program, introduced it, and after several days of waiting we received the answer. Our proposal was approved. Now we have a work, can afford our families. It's a normal life. I wish this program continue in our village, so people have work and never think of leaving their homeland.
In Syunik region especially, the agriculture cannot expand beyond household without supporting machinery. Artur started his job, cherished for years, only after serious technical support. In native Hrnatsa, he founded a cattle farm. Young calves are on the farm, mother cows are in the pasture. The milk is sold to local storing and processing large company. In the future, the production will expand it and another point of milk intake will be founded. The grass mower will help in the difficult issues of forage and not only Artur. The same service will also be provided to the fellow villagers.
I returned to Armenia and started the cattle breeding in the village. I had no choice. It's almost a crime to be unemployed in the village. In the Migration Resource Center we learned that there is such a program. It appeared there is an opportunity to make cattle breeding business. To facilitate our work, I wrote the business proposal and the necessary supplies. Mowing machine, milking machine and powerful generator.
Karahunj is famous for its ancient observatory and in daily life for its drug-renowned vodka. Lilith promises a new brand. She challenges the imported cheap and low-quality products with her produced socks. Lilith's family helps her and gives the courage to establish her business. We worked in the socks factory abroad and after 3 years returned to homeland, learned about this program. I applied, attended a business training, presented the business proposal and it was approved. Now we are working and have 3 jobs. It's a family business. We want to increase the number of machines. We work in the field of law and have no problems. I wish to enlarge this business program and my father-in-law, who works abroad in a sock factory, to come back home and work with us.
The main job of this machine is to divide the paper into 3 equal parts, in this case, and to cut in accordance with size of our boxes, and with the help of moving knives.
Made in Kapan, the entrepreneur Haraik Alexalyan. Napkin boxes with this sign really means a new phase of life for Haraik. He's sure to be back home forever and his small production will become a stable source for the family welfare.
Why I came back? I guess I missed my home. On the other hand, I could realize the plans I drew. I reached my goal, to earn and accumulate some money. But realizing that it doesn't worth a penny, I decided to come back. I learned that there is a program that encourages the reintegration of the migrants. I went to the migration center and we had a fruitful conversation. And then I attended the business courses. The trainings had a great role for us. Until now, I have been working without any problem.
Significant days, good occasions and birthdays with sweet memories. This kind of occasions will surely be accompanied by personally ordered cakes, which Eric promises to make unforgettable. He is the first and the only one in the city who makes 3-dimension printing on cakes. And not only this, the service list includes printing, booklet preparation, photo printing and other works with high-quality equipment.
I was working abroad, then the business was closed and there was no point to stay. So I returned to Armenia. I couldn't find job for a long time. They told me that there is such a program. I said to myself, I want to try to see what happens. I attended the trainings. Afterwards, I presented my business project. Then I got a phone call and learned that my project was approved.
Ancestral beekeeper from Vaik, Sarahat Ghazaryan, is grateful to People in Need organization for the opportunity to return to his favorite job. He could manage to increase the number of beehives, and only on the eve of winter he will bring them back home from Sunik, Borotan, along with sweet burden. To be able to deal with the issues of transportation of 60 bee families and sales of honey, a car has provided to him in the scope of grants and also a universal wood processing machine, with which he will prepare hives and frames for his own business as well as for sale.
A bee flies and comes back to his hive. The same happened to me. I left and came back and now want to reside permanently in my homeland. I have worked in Russia for about 7 years. During past years, I was traveling to Russia and back. When I came back last December, I learned from the Migration Resource Center about this program. I participated in the program, passed the courses. Now I am making preparations to start my business. I bought beehives, frames, etc. New job places will be opened in the future.
Robert has his own bee with which travels thousands of miles every day. New route minivan adds a bright shade to everyday colors of Vaik bus station. The successful program pleased not only his owner, but also the natives of his Gomk and its neighboring villages. Now they can reach Vaik with a very comfortable transportation from Gomk, Kapuit and Zaritap, and also travel in the opposite direction.
I came back to my homeland. I registered at the Migration Resource Center, learned about the program, attended the trainings. These people helped us to reside in our country, to start a new business. I love my country very much. I want to work here, live here, and I don't want to emigrate.
In Armenia, greenhouse business is considered to be risky by many people because energy carriers are expensive, but not by Vakhtang. Due to charity organization, he could establish a greenhouse with solar technology in the region of Yelegnadzor. Here will be a new ecologically unpolluted organic vegetable production. For this aim, the greenhouse with the 300 square kilometer has been reconstructed with the new system of reformatted heating, which runs with the heating air and thermal pumps.
The foreign land doesn't become a homeland. Our roots are in homeland and we can't change it. When I returned to Armenia, I went to the State Employment Agency, registered there. They told me about the organization that helps people and provides equipment to run your own business. As I have been engaged in the greenhouse business abroad, I decided to participate in the organization's business courses, presented a business plan that was approved, and they gave me the proper equipment. And as you know, the lower are the expenses, the cheaper is the harvest. Therefore, we can compete with the imported vegetables, even with local production.
Chance. This sign welcomes anyone heading to Bartrashen community of Ararat region and escorts to Ararat. About 12 types of plastic and aluminium doors and windows production can be competitive because Ararat himself is a professional and he also works himself and has flexible price policy.
Chance means an opportunity. They gave me a chance and we decided to call the company Chance and continue to move forward. We want to reside in our country, create and work here. I tried and succeeded. Now it's working. Thanks God, everything is going well.
Grisha Hovhannisyan played a leading role in the cooperative movement in 90s, the evidence of which are old equipment and lifeless workspace. Today it got a second breed to ensure competitive products due to technical upgrades. The family started the work. In Artashat, internal and external sockets manufacturing works using secondary raw materials, so the minimum possible price fixes the product consumption, in contrast to Turkish and Chinese. Having lost his sight, this hard-working man continuously gives light to others.
We missed our motherland and finally decided to come back. Accidentally, I found out there is such a European organization, People in Need, which provides grants, manages business programs. This is a way of earning my living. People in Need organization have created an opportunity that gives you a startup, helps you to establish yourself in your homeland. People in Need gave us the chance to explore into the nuances of economics. There are things that I really didn't know. Indeed, I have been engaged in the manufacturing business, but there were new things that I did not know, and business program based on the new knowledge really helped me.
In the search of a new style, women from Artashat often come to Janna, as they know that besides the traditional hairstyle, new ones will be suggested by His Majesty Computer, taking into account their individual charm. These and other services offered by New Beauty Salon made in attractive place and competitive among many existing salons in the city. Most people didn't believe. They said it's not possible to get such grant, but the fact is that it happened. I must say that the seminars really helped me. I used to work as a hairdresser in Russia, but didn't have my own business, though I wanted to open it here. Now I decided to try here as there is a chance. I had no idea about the business, but the trainings helped me a lot. I've learned a lot. Since I can make my business in my homeland, I will continue to live in Armenia and run my business here. Edgar doesn't consider accidental knighting of a nightingale nest on the wall of his workspace. He doesn't want to be a migrant bird anymore, and he returned home to meet so-called Gharib Bulbul, coming back every spring. His dream of furniture production has become a glimpse which brightens family reunification every day and has become reasonable cause to stay in homeland. In Noramark village of Masis region, adjacent building will be expanded into plant in the nearest future.
I submitted my business proposal, though like many Armenians, I was very skeptical. It is impossible that they can give me 5 million worth of equipment. However, I realized that justice exists, and one can get support. We couldn't organize a production because we did not have modern machines to produce and have accessed the market. My business program succeeded. I got a trendy new generation milling machine that will satisfy any capricious customer. Quality, speed and safety. The second machine, Super Max 19.0 sewing machine, is on the way. My father was also in Russia. He joined me 2 months ago, and my brother will come in 10 days. He was very happy to know about this program. We want to stay in our country, to create here, in our homeland. We want to develop our local production and invest our talent in our country.
Aram, with its colorful kitty baby, declared war on field, garden pests and diseases in the region. He is in the fight against grapes, orchards, wheat and alfalfa pests and diseases. He returned to his family work with new efforts.
When I came back, I didn't want to leave again. I registered in the employment center. They informed that there is such a program. I started attending courses. I studied marketing. The most important thing is advertising. We learned to write text reporting. Now I do it every month. I wrote my project, sent it. It was approved by the people in need staff. I passed all the sessions, became very knowledgeable. The most important is that I stay in my homeland and didn't live for earning and working for someone else. I work for myself, my family, and everything is fine. I appreciate the work of the organization. Indeed, I could not believe that such a thing is possible. Sometimes life proves just the opposite.
This is the case when it's fair to say that even if a fish in water, the man is doing his job. Vartan Khachaturian from Echmiadzin smoked fish plant, equipped with modern technology, is ready for lunch.
You feel like an alien in a foreign country. It doesn't feel like home. I returned to Armenia. I found out about People in Need program. At first we went to classes and then introduced our business proposals. They called and told me that I was selected.
This spring as well, Thomas was going to leave for Russia as his garden in Aygeshad was suffered by the frost like many others in the region. But this program was a twist of life for him. Today he has his own tractor which helps him to keep his family matters in a proper way, produce agricultural stuff as well as to provide agricultural services to the villagers.
They offered me to participate in the trainings of the People in Need organization. I went and presented my plan, which was approved, and my only request was the tractor. Other agricultural tools I got by myself. Then I started to work. At that time, when there was no tractor, I spent a lot of money on mechanization. Now my expenses decreased by 50%. Thanks to People in Need organization for giving me this unique chance. Many people have been asking how they can participate in it. I have submitted my application that I will open 2 new job places, agronomist and mechanization. Both of them were migrants on time. Now that they have job, they do not go abroad. You can change your roots and betray your homeland. We have fought for his country too.
Support of the circular migration and reintegration process in Armenia project is implemented by People in Need organization with the funding of the European Union, jointly with the Armenian Relief Society and State Employment Agency. The total amount disposed to the program amounted up to 100,000 euro, and the expected number of new jobs places 55 to 60. 17 families have returned to Armenia and settled here thanks to the program. 17 private manufacturers have entered small business field offering production and services in different directions as agricultural machinery, agriculture, cattle breeding, greenhouse, furniture making, beekeeping, light industry, transportation service, and bakery products. Several dozen families were provided with permanent jobs. And most importantly, 17 stories about back home inspired hope and belief to thousands of people became a starting point to stand firm and move forward. For months, the employees of People in Need organization with their colleagues wandered from region to region and from village to village, met potential beneficiaries and organized trainings with them, and chose the most productive and realistic ones among presented business plans. 17 out of 155 on the condition that they will have their own contribution, such as equipment, space, materials, or another component. The organization gained necessary machinery and equipment and reached them for beneficiaries with individual grants worth up to 5 million. The last program is the bakery production, still in the embryonic stage with sure viability. The monitoring and guidance are to be continued with each business grantee.